to Terry's Tips, guys. Get a notebook, get a pen, because then I'm going to give you 10. You heard me right. I'm going to give you 10 credit cards for bad credit, guys. And in this video specifically, I'm going to outline why having credit cards is critical to you building credit, rebuilding credit, and transitioning into business credit. I'm going to give you some tips for approval, some things that you need to say on your application and be mindful of to help you actually get approved. And then I'm going to give you the actual 10 cards, guys. And I'm going to drop nuggets through the entire video, and I'll do my main nugget at the end. Okay, guys? So first, why is this important, guys? When you want to have a strong personal credit score, 700 and above, first of all, you need to start from somewhere if you have damaged credit or no credit at all. So you need to have a mix of revolving and installment credit. Revolving is like credit cards and lines of credit, and installment are your loans, like mortgages, auto loans, student loans, personal loans. So I don't care, what stage you're at, you need revolving. You need the mix of them both to have a strong score, guys. Now, nugget right here, you also need your own primary trade line. So the credit cards that I'm going to outline are going to be in your name. They are not authorized trade lines. If you don't know what I mean by that, I will link my video where I said do not buy trade lines, because when you're transitioning into business credit, into the bigger money, guys, they want to make sure that you have your own accounts, not a bunch of borrowed credit history when it comes to the big money. This is a wealth building channel where I help you get 6 figures and more, okay? So they're primary trade lines. They'll help you rebuild. And guys, you need the open revolving credit to increase your scores. Nugget, the number one way to increase your personal credit scores is to have open, available, revolving and installment trade lines, accounts, aka accounts that you are paying on time. I did not say max them out. Guys, you can have 5 credit cards that are $1,000 each. That's $5,000, and they can even be a zero balance, and you can still keep them open. Why? When you are in your season, when you are building and leveraging credit, you need to have the trade lines to build your score. So it's important. And to transition into business credit, guys, a lot of times, especially through our 680 program, I'll link that video also, that you can get business credit cards that are 2, 3, 5 times your personal credit card limits. So if you have no personal credit cards, guys, guess what? They're not going to give you a $20,000 business credit card when you have 0 personal credit cards, or all of your personal cards are like $200 or $300. So the tip here is use them responsibly. You need to have them when you're in your season of building, and you have to start from somewhere. So if you have damaged credit or no credit at all, you need credit cards like this to kind of get your foot in the door, and then you build from there. Got it good? All right, guys. Now for some tips for the application, some things that they're looking for. They always want to see that you have full-time employment, guys, especially because you're already, bad credit. That means you're high risk. Let me say it again. When you have bad credit or low credit scores, that means you are high risk to a lender. So they're looking in other areas to approve you, and one of them is income. So you always want to have full-time income. Guys, also, the longer you've been at your job and the longer you've been at your place of residence, they look at that. It matters. Nugget right here. Some of y'all are being denied based on what you put on the application alone. So if they see you've been at your job for three months, and then you've been at your place of residence for 1 month, you look unstable to the lenders. Guys, I teach higher level strategy on this channel. So I try to explain to you guys why some of these things matter. So full-time employment, length of time you've been at your job, and length of time you've been at your residence. Now, another nugget right here for your application, guys, is you can go by your gross income and also by your household income. That will help you. Now, why? Because I'm giving you tips for approval without you being completely dishonest, I don't want you to ever be completely dishonest. I don't want you to ever be saying things that are going to kind of incriminate you. So that means if you make $40,000 a year, and let's say your husband or your wife makes $40,000 a year, and you guys live in the same household, right? Then that means your annual gross income for the household is $80,000. Well, when you have $80,000 gross annual income on an application, that tells the credit card company, come on somebody, that you have the ability to pay it back. So you want to have strong income, strong time of residence, strong time at your place of employment. Got it good? All right, so guys, another nugget right here is that, when you want to transition into business credit, even if it's EIN only credit, even if, it's going to be solely in the business's name, if you are a brand new business owner or have no business credit at all, sometimes even as a soft pull, they'll check your personal. So your goal, everybody's goal is to have a 700 and above personal credit score for your personal credit needs and for your business credit needs. I'm telling y'all what I know, okay? And the last thing I'll say right here, guys, is if you are like a 300, a 400, a 500, or a 600 and below, then you may not even qualify for all of these cards. That means you need to use credit builder cards and credit builder accounts first, right? So these cards I'm giving you, they are not secured credit cards. They are regular Visa and MasterCards. That means even though they're for bad credit, there's still an approval criteria, a basic approval criteria that you must meet. Now, if you're at like a 500, you want to start with a credit builder card and a self-installment account, a credit builder account. I will link those in the description of the video, and I will put them in the pinned comments, and I will link that actual video. That means if you are at like a 300 right now, a credit builder card and a self account, add those to your credit reports, pay them on time for 3 to 6 months, and then apply for these, because these are regular, unsecured Visa and MasterCards, and they are going to do a hard pull. So you want to make sure that you read the requirements before you're actually applying. Action item, nugget, pull your personal credit reports and FICO scores before you apply for any credit card, period. Forget even just this video, any credit card, know where you stand. So I recommend my FICO or credit check total. Again, my FICO or credit check total. I'll put it in the description and in the comments. Pull your FICO scores. That means if you pull your scores and you are a 610, and then you go to apply for one of these credit cards and it says minimum score requirement 600, well, then you know that you're good. If you pull your credit scores and you are at a 550 and it says minimum credit score requires 600, let's say it even says 580, well, you know you're a 550. Don't apply. Use some logic with this, guys. You'll have better results if you're mindful of what you're doing and why. Okay, so pull your personal credit scores first before applying. If you have a 600 and under, use credit builder accounts to build your score for 3 to 6 months first. These are going to be unsecured Visas and MasterCards that will help you build personal credit, rebuild your scores, and transition into business credit. And the last thing I'll say, guys, is you can have these credit cards, you can have them be a zero balance and open, right? And not, you don't have to max them out. Just because you have the credit, come on somebody, doesn't mean you max them out. One other tip. I had somebody on one of the videos say, oh my God, there's such high interest rates. Guys, these are credit cards that are approving people when other banks say no. These are credit cards that are taking on high risk, clients and customers. So yes, the interest rates and any fees are going to be a little bit higher because they kind of, because you're higher risk to them. So they kind of have fees, have higher interest rates to offset that risk. What you do is you get the cards, you pay them on time, and then you eventually qualify for better terms and for better cards. You have to crawl before you walk. You can also pay your balance in full every single month. Come on, somebody, to avoid paying high interest rates. So you charge the card $100. When the bill comes in, you pay $100. You charge the card $50. When the bill comes in, you pay $50. If you pay your balance in full and still use the card, you will build credit, you will build your credit scores, and you will avoid paying a bunch of high interest. Come on, somebody, okay? So the 10 cards, I had to write them down. Now, some of these companies like Credit One and First Premier and Capital One, who are all three on this list, they have multiple cards. So depending on when you're watching this video, I will link their websites, and you want to go depending on where your scores are for the bottom tier. So say Capital One has, a basic card, and then has, because I have Quicksilver on here, but they have a basic card, they have a gold, they have a platinum. Well, if you have poor credit, you're not going for their platinum card. You're going to go for their basic tier, depending on where your score is. Got it good? So 10 credit cards for bad credit is Credit One, First Premier, Milestone, Capital One, Quicksilver. Specifically the Quicksilver one, guys, is for the for bad credit, for challenge credit, the Destiny card, the Indigo card, Prosper, Fit card, Surge card, and Avant. Let me say it again. Credit One, First Premier, Milestone, Capital One Quicksilver, Destiny, Indigo, Prosper, Fit card, Surge card, Avant card. I will go back in and put the links to all of them in the description. So pull your credit reports, look at the websites, and only apply for the ones that you think that you qualify for. Guys, I recommend you doing it all like in the same month. That way, if you do have hard inquiries, this is a back-end hack, high-level hack. Get all the hard inquiries at the same time, get approved. The cards will get added to your credit reports. Your scores may drop in the immediate because you have new trade lines and new hard inquiries, but then you pay the cards on time for 3 to 6 months. And not only will you see your scores go back up and stabilize, but then you will start to see a surplus. There's levels to this. Okay, got it. I hope this was helpful, guys. And for my nugget, some of y'all are listening to way too many voices. Y'all got 5, 6, 10. You want to invest in real estate? You got 10 mentors and 10 master classes and 10 courses. You want to, you need help with the life coach? You have 10 life coaches that you follow and 10 life coaches that you're subscribed to and 10 newsletters. Guys, some of the reasons why you're not having success is because you're overwhelmed and everybody has an opinion. Guys, when people are overwhelmed, it's information overload. They end up doing absolutely nothing. I recommend having like 1 to 3 in each area, maybe 1 to 3 in finance, 1 to 3 in real estate, 1 to 3, in life coaching or whatever it is that you're looking for, because you're going to get too much information and you're not going to do anything at all. And guess what? If you're listening to a bunch of junk, but you have no results, then what is the point? The point is to get the information, digest, absorb, learn the information, and to execute at a high level. Too many voices. So do a evaluation of who you're listening to and who you're following. Keep the ones that are in the best alignment with you, you've gotten the value with, and cut off all the extra excess nonsense that you don't need to get to your success. Amen.